Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna, and welcome to Cactus Caffeine. In this channel, I share with you my passion of growing cactus and other desert plants over a cup of coffee. It is a lovely equinoxes blooming day. This morning, it is summer. We had a good rain last night, and it feels so refreshing. I mean, it is humid, but I love humidity, but at least it's not as hot as it was previous days. So for this morning, I am so excited because I have some first time bloomers here in my collection. These are all Echinopsis Rainbow Bursts, or better yet, we should call it Echinobivia Rainbow Bursts. Echinobivia Rainbow Burst is a hybrid. It is a cross between an Echinopsis and a Lobivia. A Lobivia actually is already grouped or lumped with the Echinopsis genus, but Lobivia usually have a little smaller flower than this one, and an Echinopsis, the traditional Echinopsis, have large flowers like this one. Anyway, when I bought all these are all labeled as Echinobivia Rainbow Bursts. That is one thing with Echinobivia Rainbow Bursts. The flowers look so different from each other. When you buy one, it is, unless you see the flower on the cactus, you will never know what type of flower you will get. It can be a dark pink, a white, a light pink. I even have some Echinobivia Rainbow Bursts that are more orange in colors. There's some that have small flowers, some have big flowers like this. So Echinobivia Rainbow Burst, actually, I'm not sure, but I think some of the nurseries have been just, loosely placing the name Echinobivia Rainbow Burst on any Echinopsis that they probably don't know what the correct ID is, but I hope I'm wrong, but at least that's how I feel. So these, when I bought these are all Echinobivia Rainbow Bursts. Like I told you, I have a first time bloomer with me. Not this one. This one, I've had this blooming for several years now. This one is a lovely, very bright pink magenta color, but actually if you look closely into it, I could see pink and orange stripes, and then the edges are a little bit purple. Very nice color of this one. And this is a prolific bloomer, so it has been blooming several times already this year. However, this is a first time bloomer for me. This Echinobivia Rainbow Burst, this is the first time blooming. Here's another flower from that one right there, and this one, this pink right here, is also another first time bloomer. So this one, I bought this pre-pandemic, or at least I think at the start of the pandemic. When I bought it, it was already big, but it hasn't bloomed since. So it's been what, 2 years now, I think. So 2 years before it actually made flower for me. But this one, oh my gosh, I think I've had this for 5 years. This is one that just kept producing pops, and it wouldn't flower for me. So I am so excited that finally it showed me what type of flower it has, and it is pretty. I don't have this shade of pink yet. See, you see, this one is mostly white with pink stripes on it, but this one is pale pink in color, and this one smells so good. Okay, both this pale pink color and this one smells good, but this one has no smell or has no fragrance. So what did I do to finally make them bloom? The first thing that I did is removing some of the pops. As you can see, Echinopsis Rainbow Bursts, or a lot of Echinopsis actually, they produce a lot of pops. See there? Pops. Even these ones, those are all offsets. So what I do is I remove these little ones. These ones I will let them grow a little bit more before I remove them and plant them separately. but I don't let the pops grow on top of the mother cactus. I will let this grow. If it's offsetting from the bottom, I don't mind that. So it will have a clumping look, but I don't like the pops to cover the mother plant on top. So these ones I will be removing. This ones too, I will leave this big ones at the bottom, but I will be removing these small ones and propagating them separately. Why do I do that? Because if I let all these pops grow on here, these pops will draw or take so much energy from the mother plant. So I want the mother plant not to devote too much energy supporting its pops so that it can properly flower, or it can develop flowers. So that's one thing that I did. One realization that I made about these type of echinopsis is that they like to drink water. Yes, they like being watered more often than the other type of desert cacti that I have. They shrivel up too fast. When I keep them dry for a long period of time, they shrivel up fast and they don't flower, or if they flower, they will drop their buds. So what I did with these two cacti here is I transferred it in a plastic pot. This is actually plastic. Okay, it used to be in a terracotta pot, but like I said, they shrivel up too fast. They will form a bud, but then the bud would later on drop. So I transferred it in a plastic pot, hoping that this will retain moisture in the soil a little bit longer. But I still used a very well draining cactus soil here, and this pot has drainage holes in the bottom of the pot. But after doing that, I noticed that the cactus became a little bit more plump and they started developing buds, and the buds actually continued to develop until the flowers open. So that's the second thing that I did. Number 3 is that I placed them in an area where they get direct morning sun for about, I would say they're under direct morning sun for about 3 hours in the morning, around 7 to 10 or 6 to 9 in the morning. They are in direct sun, and then during the rest of the day, these are actually under my tree, so they get dappled sunlight. They cannot take full direct sun, at least here in the desert, because they do burn. Okay, they burn, but they can take direct morning sun for a few hours, and then the rest of the day they get dappled sunlight or bright shade. The last thing that I also did is fertilizing my cactus. This is not something new that I do. I always apply fertilizer on my cactus, a fertilizer that is meant for blooming. So a fertilizer that is meant for blooming usually has a high phosphorus and potassium content and not too much nitrogen. This is what I used. This is the brand that I use. It has an NPK of 0, 10, 10. Okay, it doesn't have to be this brand. So any type of fertilizer that is formulated to encourage blooming, you can use that. I also used tomato fertilizer before. I just ran out of tomato fertilizer. So this is what I've been using since last year. And it seemed to be doing good for my echinopsis. I had a good blooming year of echinopsis this year, and actually these are not only the first time bloomers that I have. I also have other echinopsis that are in flower, though I'm hoping it will not drop its buds, knock on wood. But this is another echinopsis here that I've had for I would say 5 years now, and it hasn't flowered for me, so I can see it has buds right there. So I am hoping they will continue to flower. But yeah, so the fertilizer did a trick on it. Plus, although this one is still in a terracotta pot, I've been watering this more often than my other desert cacti. I apply fertilizer on my cacti twice. The first time I did it this year was end of winter, towards the end of winter. And then the second time that I did it was at the end of spring, or right before the extreme heat of the summer came. So those are only the two instances that I applied the fertilizer that was meant for blooming. So this is all I have for you today. Oh, looks like we got company. Busby discovered my echinopsis flowers and he is pollinating my cactus. Wow, there he is, busy. Alright, so if you guys have a cactus that hasn't flowered for you in years, just be patient. Maybe you can do what I did or what I shared in this video, and hopefully that will help your cactus to flower. If not, just give it some time. Maybe they're not matured yet to flower. And if you want to know how to make your cactus flower abundantly, I made a video on that. The link will be on top of this screen. It is one of my very old videos but the tips are still relevant, so go ahead and watch that. It's on top of your screen or below this video. All right, so that is it for today. I would like to thank you for watching. Follow me on Instagram and in Facebook, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye, Busby, and bye everyone, and cheers.